Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. My name is Diana. If you're new here, welcome. Today's Sunday. This is like a pretty chill day for me. It's my rest day. I'm not working out today. And just thought I'd come on here to do my makeup, chit chat a little bit about some things that have been kind of heavy on my head. Hold on, there's an airplane. It was quiet this whole time. Okay. Isn't it annoying when helicopters pass and they keep rounding your apartment or your house? Anyways, well, like I said, today I'm just going to be doing my makeup, chit-chatting a little bit about life, some situations that I feel the need to like express and let the world know. I don't know. All right, let's get into it. All right, so let's just go ahead and start off with my primer. I'm using the primer that I bought that I showed you guys in my last video. This is a Giorgio Armani primer. And I'm not going anywhere today, so I'm not even gonna put a lot of this on. I just wanna barely put this on. Today's like my rest day. I've been working out consistently now since March, April, May, like 3 months. And most recently I've been working out 6 days a week. So today's like my chill rest day. My body is completely sore. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling energetic to come on here and make this video. For my foundation, I'm going to be mixing two of my foundations. They're both very glowy. One's a higher end, one's a drugstore. So I'm going to mix the NARS Sheer Glow foundation. And I'm going to be mixing it with the Maybelline Dewy and Smooth. This is in the number Sandy Beige or 210. This one does have sunscreen in it, which I like. And I use this one Monday through Friday for my work since I don't want to use my more expensive foundations. This is my go-to, and I feel like it has a really nice coverage, buildable, and hydrating as well. So I really want to dye my hair a lot darker. Originally, I thought the color that I got was a lot darker than this. I almost want like a black, but I don't want to dye it black because I don't know if I'm gonna later want to highlight my hair, and I know it's a lot harder. But at the same time, like even if I go black, I don't mind. Like I really love having dark hair. Today's like fight night. Mayweather's fighting. Is it Logan Paul or one of the freaking Paul brothers? I don't know, but it should be interesting. Somebody just asked me recently what brushes I use. For my foundation brush, I always use the e.l.f. buffing brush. I feel like it works really good. I don't know, it's very affordable too. So like I really want to be in shape by my 30th birthday, which is like in 3 months. Yeah, like June, July, I still had to count. It's in 3 months, and the only thing that gets to me is like I can work out fine. I could work out for an hour, 6 days a week. But the thing that I struggle with the most is my diet. Like I have to be a lot stricter on what I eat, what I drink, the sugar amount that I intake, and I feel like that's the hardest part for me. I mean, I try to implement a lot of veggies and fruits in my diet from, Monday through Saturday. And it's just, I do drink a lot of water. I'm not going to lie. I drink at least 3 of these. I fill it up in a day. I know I have to drink a gallon, but with 3 of these, I'm like hydrated throughout the day. All right, so that is with both of those foundations mixed. Pretty hydrating. Now let's just cover up these bags. I have been having a rough 2 weeks, and I don't know if it's because of Mercury retrograde. I kind of want to blame it on that. And low-key, I do believe in that type of things because in the end we are made up of star matter, and I do think that planets do affect us and in our behavior and our communication and all of that, but I'll tell you why. So 2 weeks ago I found out that I was going to be needing surgery. Everything's fine. It's like not a major surgery, but I'm still kind of nervous about it regardless. And sometimes your mind tries to victimize yourself, like tries to play the victim role and tries to make things bigger than what they actually are. I'm not saying that you should minimize everything, because some things shouldn't be minimized. But in this particular case, I was pretty upset that I found out that I needed surgery, and I told one of my closest persons in my circles, and they kind of just brushed it off. And I want to blame myself because I kind of brushed it off myself. I didn't really make it a big deal, but internally it was a big deal. I was an emotional wreck when I found out. I think I was just doing that to like play it off and not really feel my feelings about it. Anyway, the person didn't react the way I would have hoped that they did, because I know if the papers were reversed or the roles were reversed, I would have acted differently towards them. And the weekend went by and I didn't hear anything from them, and that was my mind trying to victimize myself and try to make me feel sorry for myself, when it's like, really relax, not a major surgery, you're gonna be fine, and I kind of I blame myself because I wasn't vocal about my own feelings. Like, I didn't communicate properly. And I guess what I'm trying to say with all of this is just speak and feel your feelings. Like, if you are feeling a certain way, you should bring that up to whoever you're talking to, and never assume that they're gonna know how you're feeling. I think that's one of my biggest flaws, or I want to say my biggest flaws is that sometimes I assume, but I assume people know how I'm feeling or know what I'm talking about, or and that's not cool. Even in romantic relationships, sometimes you assume that your significant other is going to know what you like and know what you want, and because they're always there with you, right? But that's not necessarily the case in all the times. Anyways, after I started talking about my surgery and just letting it, again, not trying to minimize it, but just trying to talk about it, because the more you talk about something, the better you'll feel. After I talked about it a little bit more, I felt better, and that person that I didn't get an initial reaction from, they came around because I started expressing how sad I felt that day when I heard the news. And I guess what I'm trying to really say here is just to be vocal about how you're feeling, to not assume that other people know how you're feeling or what you want or what you expect from them. Just pretty much be straight up about what your needs and wants are. I need to trim these eyebrows. They're like super hairy. I can't even remember the last time that I got my eyebrows done by somebody. It's always me trying to trim them, trying to groom them. That's probably they look so funky. Alright, these eyebrows took a lot longer than I would have liked for them to take. I kind of just groomed them a little bit, cut them. Eyebrows are the worst thing for me to try to perfect, because they never come out how I want them, but whatever. For my blush, I got this as a little sample in one of my Sephora points rewards. This is the Milk Makeup in the color Work. This is more of a cream product, so I'm just gonna apply this directly onto my cheeks. There's been a lot of movement in my apartment recently. I don't know, I'm telling you, I don't know if it's Mercury retrograde doing this to all of us, but for the past 3 days, I've been in the morning when I go to work, I've been hearing someone yelling and kind of arguing, using arguing tone of voice, just yelling, cursing. And even the other day when I got home from working out, it was 7 in the afternoon. And I heard the same man arguing, yelling. I don't know who it is, but yesterday that I was walking, I didn't know who it was. Yesterday that I was walking Charlie, like I normally do, I saw one of my neighbors just a few doors down. It's this lady. She was talking to the neighbor across from her, and she was saying how he hadn't been drinking, and I don't know, just talking about a situation, and I kind of overheard that. Anyways, when I get to the front of the apartment complex where the pool's at and the gas parking and all of that, I see my neighbor, that same man that had been like yelling these past few days. He was handcuffed by 3 cops, and they were trying to put him inside the patrol. I'm like whispering because I don't know if I'm loud enough for my neighbors to hear. He was yelling at them. He was saying how he wanted that documented. It's just so awkward to walk by because this man has previously talked to me about Charlie, just made small talk. Obviously, he's not in his right space of mind. Anyways, they put him in the car and they took him, and I happened to like witness all of that, and I'm just like, okay. But it just sucks, sometimes we'll just go through stuff and you have no idea what they're going through until they reach their tipping point. And then the other day too, one of my downstairs neighbors, we seen her talking to herself, and at first I thought she was talking to someone on her phone or like on her Bluetooth, because she wasn't holding up a phone or anything. And then we come to realize she was talking, like having a full-blown conversation by herself. And then just a few days later, we seen people moving her stuff out. So yeah, it's just a lot of mental health issues that people are not really talking about, and especially during this pandemic. Not that they're not talking about it. I feel like because of the pandemic, a lot of these mental health problems are coming up. I don't know, I guess what I'm trying to say is just check up on your loved one, someone that you haven't heard from in a while, that hasn't posted in a while when they usually do. Sometimes we don't know what the hell's going on behind closed doors, but I feel like sometimes just reaching out, calling someone, texting someone, messaging someone can make the biggest difference ever. But with all of that, yesterday one of our neighbors, back neighbors, had a karaoke party. And somebody was hurt out there because they were singing Jenny Rivera songs. To set the cream blush, I'm just going to take my e.l.f. Always Rosy blush. Whoa, I feel like I feel super pinky. Okay, we're going to just kind of blend everything in with my bronzer here. Looking a little dusty. What is this called? Highlight. I'm gonna use some highlights. Another thing that I wanted to talk about in today's video was boundaries. I posted a meme or like a quote on my Instagram story, and I thought I should elaborate a little bit more. If you do follow me on Instagram, you might have seen it, but if you don't, let me go ahead and tell you what it says, because I thought it was so true. And a lot of us sometimes don't set up proper boundaries because we weren't shown boundaries as kids. So the quote goes, what I want other women to know. Having boundaries doesn't make you a bitch. Setting boundaries teaches other people how to treat you. Enforcing boundaries is an act of self-love. I couldn't have agreed more with that quote, especially because I had to set a boundary up myself, or like enforce a boundary this past week. I'm telling you, sometimes we feel like if we enforce a boundary, or like we have someone treat us the way we want to, we're considered bitches. But you can still be a bitch, or you can still enforce your boundary and still be a good person. There's no like one or the other, I feel. And it's very uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie. It's like you find yourself almost not wanting to say anything to avoid any conflict or avoid any awkward situations. But if you don't put a stop to it then and there, it's gonna continue like this for a long time until you finally speak up. And to me, I've always been a person that doesn't really like confrontations. That's something I've always worked on. I think I've mentioned it already in previous videos. I don't mean to sound repetitive, but one way or another it's going to come out. And if you don't speak about your feelings, or if you don't set your boundaries, if you don't enforce your boundaries, you're going to pay the price for it sooner rather than later. And in my situation, I got a call from a family member, and they were just wanting to be negative and just talk about the same issue. And I get, if people want to vent and they call you, that's one thing. But if they only call you to talk about negative things, be a negative Nelly in your life, and it kind of brings you down and you find yourself trying to fix their problem and not necessarily calling you to check up on you here and there, I think that's when you need to enforce a boundary and let them know that you don't want to hear their shit. You don't want to hear what they have to say. And it sucks because, especially if it's family, you find yourself feeling a little guilty, or at least that's the way I was trying to feel. But there's nothing you need to feel guilty about. I feel like when it comes to your inner peace, even if it's family, if it's a best friend, if it's a significant other, a partner, I feel like you should speak your truth and not feel guilty about that. And honestly, a book that's been helping me a lot with that, it's Codependency No More by Melody, what's her name? Melody Beatty. I got this off of Amazon, and my psychology professor, he highly suggested this book. I just started reading it a few months ago, and I'm like halfway there. And honestly, I feel like I'm codependent. It's not easy to talk about these type of issues, but everyone goes through it, and it's like, why can't you talk about it? Anyways, you shouldn't feel guilty about enforcing a boundary, even if it's with your family. And I feel like the word, or like the phrase, but it's your family, it's your mom, it's your sister, it's your dad, it's your brother. I feel like that keeps people from allowing these type of abusive behaviors by them. And if you allow, or if you find it normal for a family member to do that to you, you're going to accept that type of behavior from anyone else. And of course, as soon as we accept it, it's easier to talk about. And that's why I'm here talking about it, because if this was me a year, 2 years ago, there's no way in hell I'd be talking about setting up boundaries, because quite honestly, I didn't even know what the hell they meant. I would allow family members, friends, to treat me the way they wanted, because I felt like I needed to be liked. I needed to be a people pleaser, and that was getting me absolutely nowhere. I was feeling with so much resentment. I didn't know why. You can't change what you don't understand, right? So I honestly feel like school, different books, podcasts, following different types of positive pages on Instagram has literally made a difference in the way my brain kind of analyzes things now. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that. So don't let anyone, including family, try to take advantage of you. It's okay for you to set up your boundary and enforce it. And if people don't like it, I mean, tough shit. You don't necessarily need to stop talking to your family member or friends completely, but you don't have to entertain the negativity that they're trying to involve you in. I don't know what I'm doing with my eyes. I thought I was going to do like just a normal, I guess it's like a summery sunset type of vibe look. Alright, so this is where we're at. I hope you guys don't go through life thinking that you're a bad person if you don't want to associate with your toxic family or friends. It's normal to distance yourself from them. You don't necessarily need to stop talking to them completely, but just because they're family doesn't mean you're going to get treated like garbage or get used by them. And you shouldn't feel guilty about that. That's all I'm going to say about that. So I'm going to be editing old footage. Most likely the footage of our road trip to Oregon last September. I don't know why I just never got around to editing it. I think because there was just a lot of footage and just time, and then school got in the way. So since I'm not going to be taking any summer classes this semester, and I'm going to have a few hours on my hands, I'm probably going to be doing that. It's going to be old footage, but I'm going to make it still enjoyable for you guys to watch. And yeah, capiche? Alright, so for my lips, I think I'm just going to take, let's see how this one looks. This is an orange lipstick that I've had. It's kind of old. It kind of matches my nails, actually. It's like an orangey lipstick from Avon. Yeah, no. Okay, I'm going to switch it to this I Love Sarai. This is the color Dulcet. I don't know if it's dry. Oh, no, it's not dry. Too bright. Whatever. This is definitely a summer look for sure. Because normally I don't like to wear bright lip colors anymore like I used to. And now I only tend to wear like nude or like very light pink mauve color lipsticks. I think I still want to add a little bit of this in the middle. Meh. Alright guys, this is today's final look, just to lounge around. I don't even know why I got so ready. I'm about to go inside the kitchen and make some tacos, unos taquitos de papa. I found this recipe of a green salsa from TikTok. Ugh, amazing. And it's funny because we go to this taqueria down the street from us and I'm always wondering how they make that salsa. Super easy. All it is serrano chiles, or you can use jalapenos, garlic, onion, and then you use tomatillos and a Mexican squash. It's not the regular green squash, it's like the lighter squash, and you just blend that and it's like amazing.
Or do you want ceviche?
No, I want them taquitos de papa. Alright, and then for my eyes, I thought I was done, but I'm just gonna put some black eyeliner just on the corners over here. Yeah. Alright, now I'm done. And don't mind this beautiful bike in my backdrop. Brian just got home from his bike ride. But that is all I'm going to say in today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it, and I hope you guys enjoyed the conversation I talked about. I hope you resonated with a few things that I mentioned. It's never too late to set up healthy boundaries within your family, friends, inner circle. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already and join my little growing family. And for more videos like this, just let me know. Let me know what topics I should talk about next. I definitely enjoy getting deep, and even though it's not normal for me to get vulnerable on the internet, I tend to do that with my closest friends. And with all of that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the rest of your day, evening, morning, wherever you are. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.